Hey folks, Vampire Ian here for a Genesys points update, kinda. This is a bit of a weird situation. We have a new points list for the OCG, because remember the OCG was supposed to be getting their own version of Genesys for it. Here's the logo for it. That is also it's currently only on Neuron. Now, the OCG account did tweet about it, so there's some degree of officiality to this, unlike the points update that was on Neuron that was completely fake. It was just an accident that they made. So what do we do with this? So when we first heard that OCG was getting Genesys format, they announced specifically that it was not going to include any cards that were not currently legal in the TCG format, which means any card that is released in the OCG but hasn't been released over here yet. Obviously, it also can't include any TCG exclusives, but that wasn't going to be a huge deal because not many of those are actually particularly relevant. So we just kind of assumed that it would be the same format. And yet it appears with this to not be the case, for that not to be the case, which is a little frustrating. Remember everything good I said about the OCG format, or OCG version of Genesys format coming to be, I think basically gets thrown out the window, except for I guess the fact you can access it in Master Duel. Like, I guess that would be the one thing, is that you could access it in Master Duel, and that would get more eyes on the idea of Genesys format, and we still don't know if that's going to be the case either. And if it does get the Master Duel, what if it's just a third format? What if just like normal Yu-Gi-Oh, Master Duel just makes a third fucking format that doesn't make any sense in relation to any other format? Like, this is deeply frustrating to me, because it felt like the OCG was finally taking it seriously and letting the TCG take the lead on this. But no, they can't give up control even an iota. They have to fuck around with it on their own. So here we have Dark Hole at 6 goddamn points, Raigeki at 7, Harpy's Feather Duster at 14. Why? Why? Polymerization to 5. Look, I've had some criticisms of the way the TCG handles the Genesys points list, particularly in the way they use algorithms to help determine, like, they use statistics rather, not algorithms necessarily. They use statistics to help them determine whether something should get points or not. Polymerization to 5 is the kind of hit you can only come up with if you're using purely statistics to hit things. Like, there's no other explanation. It is only statistics. There's not a single thought going into these points. Polymerization to 5 is just the pure manifestation of that. Polymerization gets play occasionally. It sees play occasionally because it can be used in basically any deck that does fusions. So hit it to 5 because it sees play occasionally. There's no other reason to do this. There's no other reason to do this. What the fuck? Mystical Space Typhoon to 5. I guess it's a fucking Radiant Typhoon hit. They fucking hate going second. Pottergreed to 35. Sure. Whatever. I guess, man. I guess. Lava Golem to 5. Honestly, I kind of hate the way kaijus play. I could see pointing them, but like, why point it to 5? That's nothing. It's like enough to be annoying and not enough to do anything about it. DD Crow to 6! DD Crow to 6! What are we talking about? Stardust Dragon to 4. Black Rose Dragon to 4. Stardust Dragon to 4, Black Rose Dragon to 4. What are you fucking talking about? What are you fucking talking about? Why? Honestly, Drac Meteor, like, it's weird because there are some hits I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But that's because, again, I feel like they're just using some statistical analysis to reach this position and not actually looking at the cards. Because, like, yeah, a statistical analysis would suggest that the Dirac package should probably be hit. Hit Drac Meteor to 3, easy. Statistical analysis suggests we should hit Black Rose Dragon to 4. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Right? Pot of Duality to 5. Skullmeister to 5. Skullmeister to 5. Skullmeister to 5. Skullmeister to 5. I put the Dragon Rulers back up. Yeah, sure. Why not? They haven't been doing anything, but you gotta put them back up. Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to 9. Statue of Anguish Pattern to 4. Every kaiju to 3, except for Gamma Seal, which goes to 5. Look. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon to 3. Not only are you hitting super polymerization more, you're hitting every super poly target that's worth anything. Awesome. Tornado Dragon to 5. Tornado Dragon to 5. Waking the Dragon to 3. 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 Redoer to 5. I think Redoer is exactly where you want the power of the format to be. I think Redoer should be literally as strong as a card can get before it gets pointed. Maybe even it only gets pointed to 1. But I think Redoer is exactly where you want Yu-Gi-Oh! To be at. What the fuck are you doing? Dragon Maids to 3. Yeah, man, the Dragon Maids. The Dragon Maids are such a powerhouse. You gotta hit them to 3. Light Dragon Adagnister to 4. What are you talking about? Light Dragon Adagnister to 4. Fusion Deployment to 4. Every Eldritch card to 4. Fuck you, Eldritch. Get out of here. Fractal to 4. What are you doing with Fractal? Oh, I'm gonna load up my graveyard with Beast Warriors so that I can use them as fusion material with Necrofusion. Small War to 5. Yep. I'm gonna pay 5 points for a -1. Sounds good. Sounds good, brother. Every single Exosister to 5. 5 more points to Exosister. Every single one. Every single one. Except for Armament only gets 4 points. Every single one. Fuck you, Exosister. Die. They said die. Rudik. Can't use the fucking extra monster zone, but you gotta point every single one. Vertisylph! The Flourishing Hills to 3! Yeah, man. Ultimate Slayer to 6. They fucking hate going second. They hate going second. Fucking hell. Fuck you, Pearly. Get out of here, Pearly. No Pearly allowed. More points to DDKC. A card only seeing play in fucking Apophis, which you're also hitting more. Sakitama to 5. Enigmaster Pack Bit too strong. It's too strong. It's a -1, but it's too strong. Heavy Poly to 5. Arga Stars to 3. Arga Star Glorious Ultra to 3. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What? Astro to 3 as well? Again, statistics based shit. Nephilim to 4. Dispersion to 3. They're seeing a little bit of play. Kill them! Like, look, I advocate for stronger hits on a lot of cards in the format, but like, this is ridiculous. I think hits to Apophis make sense. I think hits to Diabellstar maybe make sense. Diabelle's is a pretty powerful card that probably shouldn't just be free. Little minor points like that make sense to me. I think hitting, so a lot of the strong cards that they're hitting means that they have to hit some of the weaker decks like Exorcister a little more. But Arc of Stars Giant Slaying 3 doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh my god. They're hitting a lot of the super quant shit. They said fuck Radiant Typhoon. Fair enough, honestly. I think fuck Radiant Typhoon actually makes a lot of sense to me. Although, from what I understand, I remember seeing someone say that it costs like 90 points to play one of each Radiant Typhoon card now. That's a little overboard, I think. I think it should cost 90 points to play like most of the cards at 3 ofs, right? I think that would make more sense to me. Photogmatica Fleur-de-Lis the Thunderbolt at 4 points. I guess, maybe? And also some of the Radiant Typhoon cards should not be. I think so, like, Mandate should not be points. I do like their Cool Tune hits, but that's because I want this deck dead and in the ground. First Penguin. First Penguin to 4. You gotta hit First Penguin. It's too powerful. So, like, what do we do with this? What do we do with this now? Like, not only is the OCG taking Genesys and making it their own thing instead of sharing in the format with us and, like, making this format feel more legitimate because of that, they've also made, like, a terrible-ass list that's just going to, like, sour people in Japan on the format. And I think that and like if they put this into Master Duel with similar points associations, I feel like it's just going to sour people on the format and like slowly kill it in the TCG. And that's really sucks because I feel like it's promising still. There's things I disagree with about the TCG list as well, but I feel like it has a lot of promise that's just, it just needs a little bit more work to be fulfilled. But I feel like, again, I like some of the stuff. Mirage of Nightmares back to 5, I think makes a lot of sense. That card just shouldn't really be in the format, I don't think. Compulse to 3. What the fuck is Compulse doing pointed? But like A Hero Lives makes sense having points. Stuff like that. There's like stuff on here that makes sense. General Raiho is a fucking annoying ass card. Yeah, there's stuff in here that makes a lot of sense, but there's stuff in here that makes absolutely no sense, and it really feels statistics driven, algorithmically driven even perhaps. It just doesn't feel like they actually played the format and felt out what felt good, or like looked at that at actual like play and see what feels good. I know there's a lot of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's hard to make a format that feels perfectly good without just removing a lot of those cards from the equation. Like Rivalry format, available on the channel now. Go watch it. But man, alive, I don't like most of these hits, and the ones I do like are ruined by the fact that there's so many hits I don't like. I don't know. It feels weird too, because like, they hit a lot of powerful decks, but they also hit shit like Dragon Maid. Why? But they also like didn't hit some powerful decks. Like, there's a couple hits to Monarch in here, but mostly cards Monarch can do without. So Monarch's probably still the best deck, right? Especially with the addition of the Clown Crew cards, which, don't have a ton of points themselves. We did give them some. I don't know if that list is taken into account in the OCG version of the list. I imagine it is. But like, what the fuck is going on? And like, there's also the scarier thought of like, what if this comes to our version of the format? And that, I don't even want to think about that. I'm just going to assume for now, this is an OCG only thing. It's a split in the format once again. And it's stupid and bad, but at least I don't have to deal with it. But I do worry about its potentiality for killing interest in the format overseas and then potentially on Master Duel, which could potentially kill Genesys as a whole. I'm really worried about that. But I don't know. I guess that's the list. Let me know what you think of this down below. Like, what hits do you like? I think there are some things we could take. I think hits to Herald the Orange Light have been a long time coming. I don't know why we haven't hit Herald the Orange Light yet. But like, look, it's right next to a hit the Stardust Dragon. Like, I don't know. It's so bizarre. Yeah, let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully with better news. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites and find my other YouTube channels and Twitch channel by checking out my website in the description below for all those links. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Beastsman, Beelzis, Fleakill, Fire Mizumi, Golden Nova, Haru Hayes, Squish, and the almighty Ferret Lord. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful, whatever time it is for you. Bye!